Hello, my family and friends, and today we have a very interesting topic. I have two recipes I'm going to try to share with you. They're extremely simple, but the topic today is one that it gets all of us, and I mean sometimes it can get all of us pretty hard. So let's get started in today's topic, the snack attack. Okay, everyone, I know y'all, we all get hit with snack attacks. That is really one of my worst things. And so I am doing some research on healthier versions of snacks, especially with the Mediterranean. And I was really surprised to see many of these that I could be incorporating, which I have been doing lately, and I'm going to share some of them with you. Now, if you're diabetic, I also have some variations of snacks that you can have as well that has gotten me through when I was on low carb. Hubby still does at times, but today there seems to be a lot more options for keto and all that. Although be very, very, very careful with the sugar-free and some of the keto-friendly stuff, because y'all, some of the ingredients in there will spike a diabetic's type 2, type 1, doesn't matter, your blood sugar. So that's just a word of caution. My husband, though, he will eat some of those keto snacks, especially the ones from Aldi. I will go with the low carb right now. First of all, the ones that we have used. Now, I did say low carb, not keto, y'all. So some of your vegetables, and that's going to be incorporated for both Mediterranean and low carb, but some of your vegetables you can use the snack on. Fruit, if you're low carb, I understand you don't use that very often. Mediterranean, however, you do. I do watch certain fruits, though, like bananas, that are extremely high in sugar, and they can put on pounds, so I'm very cautious. Mainly, I love my berries, and sometimes I will have a peach or nectarine, or I'll give myself a variety, a small handful of grapes. But grapes and cherries and all, they are super high in sugar content. I have got so much to give to you. First of all, I'm going to stay with the low carb, though. Some of the other things that we had used, let me think back. Cheese sticks, those were good options. Now, my husband found an ice cream for y'all. It's called Breyer's low carb ice cream that actually works for my type 2 diabetic husband. Keep in mind, though, use the portions that it shows, and you should be able to use that one. Now, as far as me, I'm not going to do ice cream, but I have other alternatives, and I'll let y'all know that. Some of the other things, nuts. Absolutely a variety of nuts. Do know that your walnuts, your almonds, now these can pack on pounds, but if you're low carb, these are, and especially for a diabetic, nuts and berries, y'all, you can be eating these things. Let's see here. Now, for those of you who don't have other issues, you don't have Mediterranean, but you want to eat a little healthier, and instead of grabbing a $2 to $5 bag of potato chips, here are some other options. Low fat options would be popcorn. Now, I will tell you, occasionally I will make some popcorn, but we also make it with ghee. Ghee is a good fat content that doesn't smoke. It tastes amazing on our popcorn. And although I use organic popcorn from Azure Standard, popcorn is popcorn. However, not the microwavable kind. We are talking about the kind that you have to basically cook yourself. So that's an option that you can do. You can use bean dips. And this is where we're going to get into the Mediterranean as well. Some of this can be incorporated just as in a healthy standard of lifestyle, not just quote unquote Mediterranean lifestyle or quote unquote diabetic, low carb, whatever. A lot of these things, there are so many more different variations of healthier foods and alternatives than what we've been known for our cookies and our, okay, here's an instance. If you love a cookie, that's great. Make it a bit healthier by making it yourself. Just remember, portion is everything. Some potato chips. You know that you can actually make your own and it still comes out way healthier than the stuff that you're getting at the grocery store. And you can even substitute it better, which goes into the Mediterranean, is sweet potatoes chips. You can do them in the oven and make yourself some chips. So these are options, and I've done videos, I believe, on how to make your own potato chips and all. So I'm gonna bring you over to the kitchen and show you some other options, especially those with Mediterranean. And honestly, some of you who are type 2 diabetics, you should also be able to eat some of these, as legumes and beans are ones that break down slowly. Those are your not your simple carbs, but your complex carbs. They break down slowly. So you can literally snack, but don't go crazy. You can snack on these. And one that we're going to show you is, hang on and I'll show you the product. Okay, y'all. So these are roasted chickpeas. I can't keep my hands out of this bowl. Yeah, they're good. I did not know that they can taste that great. Hang on. That was stupid of me. Okay, I apologize. That was rude as heck of me. I didn't think, I just grabbed because they're that good. Roasted chickpeas are amazing. I mean, you could sit there and, if you are like a lot of us, we watch TV and we're snacking, but chickpeas is good like popcorn. That is one that beans are good to incorporate into our body daily. So a few others, I'm going to show you other kinds of beans. Now, to make the chickpeas, that is one of the recipes we're going to do today, is these roasted chickpeas. You can use canned chickpeas, and I'm going to show you how to do that from this. We're going to simplify it. We're going to make it very simple. I have my oven preheated at 400 degrees so that we can get this done. Within 30 minutes to an hour, you have the most amazing snack ever. The only thing it takes for that is the dry time to roast. That is it. A few others. If you wanted to eat healthier snacks. A few others. Now these other snacks I'm fixing to mention, I did say healthier. Not necessarily on the Mediterranean. Black beans. You can literally make black bean hummus. That is on the Mediterranean. You can use this with non-bread pitas, homemade pitas, as a matter of fact, to make it even more healthier. Another way that is healthier, but not necessarily on the Mediterranean, would be pinto beans turned into refried beans for a snack with your tortillas. Use a tortilla. You can even make homemade tortillas. So those are healthier options. Another option with your tortillas, or even homemade, which I have done, salsa, homemade salsa. It's a low-fat treat that you can sit and snack on. It's way better than your cookies and even the box-flavored crackers. It's better than potato chips or Cheetos or all that other junk that we usually grab. These are healthier versions. I'm going to give you a multiple list This way you know that there is several options, and it's going to take the junk food and minimize what we can actually be eating healthier. Okay, so let's talk about chips. That is one of the biggest items used when it comes to snacking, is a variety of different kinds of chips, including crackers. Now we use these chips for dips, and we use them for, oh my goodness, all sorts of things. But there are alternatives, and this is where I am going to start incorporating as well. Not just the tortilla. Even though the tortilla compared to a potato chip is still healthier, it still has some of the things that I could be avoiding, minimizing the amount I use, especially when I eat my salsa, and I love my hummus. So I am going to start incorporating a variety of vegetables, y'all. So cut these into rounds. You have your crinkle cut carrots, you have your radishes cut into rounds, and you automatically have nothing but chop time and dip. And this is a chip I can live with. It's something healthier for my body, and it fits with me in the Mediterranean lifestyle. What's even more amazing about using these as our chips for our dips, and that includes refried beans or hummus, black bean hummus or chickpea hummus. You can use these, and you know what? We can grow these in our own garden and use them as well. So therefore, all we have is seeds, time, and growing. There's those options. Another option. Now, I told you I had been using the low carb ice cream, but I'm stepping away from that right now. And I'm going to leave that for my husband, because I am going to get into something that's a little bit more healthier as far as gut health, and I am getting into Greek yogurt. However, I am actually taking away from the flavored, not getting into the peach and the strawberries and the blueberries and the mixed berries, and I'm stepping away from all that, just getting plain Greek yogurt, using fresh berries and drizzling it with honey. Just a small amount of honey, that's all I need. This is a healthier option for me than ice cream, and it's a lot better than using those flavored ones on top of it. I can actually get more from eating it the way I'm making it myself. I get to choose what I want in it, and it's not so overly sweet that it's disgusting. I mean, that's just it is for me. Another thing we're going to do, which is another recipe we're going to work on, makes a great snack, also can be amazing for your breakfast in the morning. I am going to be making what's called Mediterranean Labneh. Labneh is actually called strained yogurt. I am going to be using the Greek yogurt, part of that I have. We're going to strain it. Now you want it with active ingredients. You're going to strain it in your refrigerator overnight, and I'll show you how that process goes. Now you won't be able to see the results until the next day, but what you'll end up having is all that liquid will be drained out, and your yogurt will be quite thick, spreadable thick. Use that seasoned with some Za'atar and some olive oil. Oh, Lord, y'all. Use a slice of whole wheat bread or sourdough bread toasted. Spread this Labneh on the top. Drizzle it with some olive oil. Sprinkle with Za'atar. Have it with some eggs. Oh my gosh. You talking about an amazing breakfast. So much healthier for you that, you know, I have found flavors that pop. I have, just like, okay, the ones we're going to work on these chickpeas, I'm going to tell you, we're using Mediterranean seasonings. We are using Harrissa powder. We are going to use Za'atar and Sumac. And then we're going to drizzle our chickpeas with olive oil. Salt it with some kosher salt, and y'all, that is it. The flavors that pop from these chickpeas are unbelievable. So I am bringing flavor and snacks to you that are so much healthier that we can literally live with and feel full. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't eat your piece of cake. Look, you know, we're human. Save those as treats. every once in a while. Save them as a treat. And another one I'm going to show you, because who don't like sweets? And occasionally we just get that candy bar that calls our name. So I'm learning that too, and I am replacing that with a small amount of dark chocolate. Now, y'all, I did say these are my treats. What I found about dark chocolate is, unlike the milk chocolate, unlike the overly sweet chocolates, I don't need as much of this dark chocolate to know I'm satisfied. I was really surprised to know that I don't feel the urge to eat the entire bar, because just a couple pieces satisfy me. So this bar lasts me quite a bit. So now, for you who are diabetic and type 2, you're not out of this either. Now I will tell you, versus, okay, let's see, some of the things that we use to go for low carbs, they have been real expensive, and I get that. But I'm going to do a comparison chart with you. Okay, so Lily's has chocolate bars now, and my husband was super excited to know that he can have a chocolate bar. But I've also noticed with him, just like me, the chocolate bars are rich enough that he doesn't eat the whole thing. So that's a plus. It makes it last a little longer, just like mine does. I will say it is a bit more expensive than mine, up to $4 to $6 for it, for this candy bar. Now it's a good size, but it's Lily's brand, and it's made for basically diabetics or low carb, whatever you want to call it, keto. Now, for those who may argue the fact it's too expensive, let me ask you this question, and this is where I want to seriously weigh in. I'm not going to push the issue, but I am going to weigh in, because this is what we've ran into. That $6 candy bar that can be used in time, that's rich enough to, you can take various portions out of that one piece or one bar, versus the higher insulin that you would have to take for taking the risk of eating the candy bars or the other chips or this and that. When it comes to Mediterranean, and I've showed you all when we went grocery shopping, now I'm going to do the scale. The scale comes in as the price we pay for the food, and yes, we are all hitting this. It's biting us in the tail everywhere we turn. Every situation that we eat. If you're on a diet, if you're low fat, keto, if you're low carb, Mediterranean, everybody is being hit. But we're taking and thinking of better choices regardless. So when it comes to it, we're choosing which options to go to. Like seriously, if we grow our own vegetables or a vegetable, I paid 98 cents for this big old thing of cucumber that I can turn into a potato chip. 98 cents, y'all. Okay, so here's another one. 86 cents. 86 cents to make chickpeas to eat as a snack, versus a $5 nowadays bag of potato chips. But there's something else. If I'm gonna weigh my scale, I have to see my doctor. My health, if I don't take care of it, puts medication into my body, with sometimes the prices of that is so much sky high, I can't afford to do it. I have seen insulin going that people cannot afford their insulin. Instead of changing their diet though, these are the options they're choosing. And y'all, it's getting to the point where pharmaceuticals are so much more unaffordable than just going and getting your vegetables and eating better. That's my opinion, and that's what I look at. I would rather take care of my body and stay off the pharmaceuticals as much as possible. Now I do take one, and there's no choice I have for that, because I had thyroid cancer. They removed my thyroid. Without that thyroid medication, I had people tell me, and I believe I've said this before, many told me, oh, if I just change my diet, I don't need those meds. Y'all, if you've had your thyroid removed, yes, you do. Nobody. Your time to live is anywhere from 6 months to 1 year without a thyroid. And that's the fact. Your thyroid operates your metabolism, your mental health, your whole body functions, your organs, everything. Without that, if you have no thyroid, medication is the only way you're going to survive. And that is my situation. However, if you are on medication to reverse Graves' disease or whatever, now those may be options to change your diet to help improve your thyroids and your thyroid glands. Those are totally different options. So please be careful when you're talking to folks about their thyroids. Find out which situation they're in first. I'm in the situation where I don't have one, y'all. They totally removed mine because I had cancer and it had to go. There was nothing more I can do. So I fall in a different category. That is, however, the only medication. And recently, now I'm a bit scared because I go back next month to my doctor and I have to see how all this is working, because I have fallen off, which I'm working hard to get back on track since I had my teeth done. I had fallen off just to eat what I could eat, just to eat. So I'm trying to get back on track because I do not, and you know, it isn't about what she says, it's about me. I don't want to be put on medications. I was too close to being type 2 diabetic. I was way too close to be putting on cholesterol medication and blood pressure medication, y'all. I don't want that. So me being afraid is the fact is keeping me on the straight and narrow for my own sake. I don't have the money for all the medications, and my husband, we're paying enough for him. I definitely cannot afford that for me too. His medication alone, just for his diabetic meds, are 35 plus. Now that's not including his heart medication and all that they put him on. And we've tried to change all this, and we've got some doctors that are pretty headstrong. So, I mean, but he is improving his health, so it keeps him from going higher. That's our goal. If anything else, we do not want to raise it. So, we weigh that scale. High prices, the $5 candy bar that he can eat versus one that he shouldn't eat is way worth the fact of not having to pay for the medications because he chose unhealthy, and the same with me. So these are what keeps me going when I'm told, or when I have even used it myself, well, it costs so much to eat healthy. Y'all, it costs way more to not eat healthy. We've been there, we've done that. I used to, and I kid you not, at one time in my life, y'all, I was 298 pounds. I was taking a handful of medication that was costing me almost $100 a month. And I have gotten off of every single one of them but one. And that one is the one that keeps my life going. So, let me go ahead and get in the kitchen and give you the recipe, or show you how to make chickpea snacks and how to do Labneh. So let's go in the kitchen. I don't want to preach to you. I don't. I just want to be able to give you healthier options. I do care. And for those who might not even realize that, I care so much, y'all, because I have been there and I know what it did to my body. I know how I felt. I hurt so bad I couldn't move. It depressed me. Every time I looked in the mirror at myself, I kept saying, I want to change. I got to do this. I got to do that. But I never had the energy to even do it. And then the fact is, I had ways of feeling sorry for myself because I thought everybody made fun of me, or everybody was talking about me, including my husband, when it was on my own fault. And all I had to do was literally get up. Now, I will tell you, I'm also incorporating exercising again. I don't care if it's to go walk at the park. I also found a lady, Petra Ginkgo, I think her name is. She is more my age, and I can actually exercise with her and not hurt so bad, if that makes any sense, versus a 20-year-old who's doing yoga. Y'all, this body don't move like that no more. If that makes any sense. I'm 58 years old, y'all. My body don't move like that no more. But I'm not weak. So I found her and she helps me a lot too. So, and I will put a link to her channel in case any of you are interested. So let's go in the kitchen and let's get some of these snacks done. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, y'all, is take our can of chickpeas, open them, strain them in a strainer first. I'm rinsing them off in clean water. Then we're going to take them to the strainer, let these sit until all the water is drained from them. We're going to dry them for a bit. That's the first step. Okay, so now this is for 1 can. The recipe that I found, now I will tell you, this recipe came from the Mediterranean dish. She used 2 cans, so I am having the recipe on me, but for you I will give you the full recipe if you'd like, and I'm gonna put it in the description below. But it's 2 cans of chickpeas, as you've seen, rinsed and drained. Now the seasonings for this, which this will be put on after the fact, after it's been cooked, but we're going to make our seasonings and put it aside. But we're going to need Harrissa seasoning. This here is a seasoning blend. It's got cumin, paprika, a bit of a spice, but not overpowering. This is really some really good seasoning, and I'm going to be making a meal with beans using Harrissa that we're going to try out. So we've got, that was 1 teaspoon of Harrissa seasoning, and I have a teaspoon of Sumac, which is a lemony without being lemon. It's got a bit of a pucker, just enough to add, it takes away from any sweet or whatever. And then we have some Za'atar, and that's a teaspoon of that. So it's a teaspoon of everything. You're just going to mix this all together, and we're going to set this aside because this is going to be our blend to sprinkle on our chickpeas afterwards. I'm going to put all these up, and then we're going to prepare our chickpeas. Okay, y'all, so using a clean cotton towel, I use that because it absorbs liquid a lot better. I'm actually going to take and spread my chickpeas on this towel into a thin layer where I can dry them off. We want these chickpeas dry. Although we're going to add a liquid on it, we still want these chickpeas dried. We don't want any more liquid than we need to, because we're going to try to dry these out in the oven. That's the purpose of roasting them. So, and if some of the skins come off, it's not necessarily to peel them like we do with hummus, but if some of it comes off, just toss it because we don't want it burning per se. So now we're going to make sure our chickpeas, oh yeah, these are nice. Okay, yeah, see, some of these skins came off them. Just pick them off. That's all we got to do. Alright, so now what we're going to do is take our chickpeas and we're going to put it on our baking pan. You want it in a single layer. Make sure I don't have any more runaway. Let's see, I feel that's why I like cotton. Cotton absorbs liquid really, really well. Now we're going to take this in a single layer, just like so. I need to get my kosher salt for this one. And we're going to take and drizzle olive oil on it. Now we don't want to skimp on the olive oil. We don't want to soak them up too much either. About a tablespoon or so. And then we're going to take some kosher salt. A good sprinkling of kosher salt on the top of this. And then we're going to blend this all together, y'all. We kind of want to coat the chickpeas in this oil. And the olive oil. And then we're going to put it in, depending on your oven, you can put them in a 400-degree oven up to 25-30 minutes, or until they're your desired of crisp per se. You just make sure you watch them every 10 minutes. yeah, get over here. Every 10 minutes you want to go into your oven and shake them like this. That's what we're going to do until we can get our desired consistency. This could take up to 45 minutes or so even. So it all depends on your oven and how you like them. So now we're going to stick this in the oven. Let me get my hands. We're going to put these in the oven, and 10 minutes from now we're going to come back and we're going to shake these and then move on again. So I'm just going to keep setting my timer for 10 minutes, just enough to come back and keep track of how many times I've done this. Alright, so now let's go to making labneh. Alright, I can hear you all now going, Miss Carrie, what the heck is a labneh? Okay, so as I described at first, labneh is strained yogurt. But to the Mediterranean world, this is also considered a cream cheese, but in a much healthier version. So with this, you can season it. You can spread it for your crackers. You can spread it on your sourdough, your whole wheat breads. It's a cream cheese form, much healthier version for Mediterranean world. And that's what we're going to make. Now, most people will use this entire container. I am one person. I'm the only one who eats it, so I'm only going to do half of this. But it's so stupid simple. You have no work involved in this. So let's show you how to do this. Okay, y'all, so here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a bowl, a strainer, your Greek yogurt with all your active ingredients, and you're going to need a tea towel. So we're going to take our tea towel here and we're going to set it inside. We're going to open up our yogurt. Give me just 1 minute. Let me go get a spoon for this. Okay, so now we got our yogurt open. We're going to take it, you want to mix it up really well, honestly. Now, what we will do is let this sit for 24 hours in the refrigerator. If you let it sit any longer, it can get a lot thicker. So, most folks don't use they don't usually take it past 24 hours. They may do just a little longer, but you don't really want it too much. You can also use full fat whole milk yogurt for this, and you don't have to use Greek. Greek yogurt does tend to make it a little thicker. So you can use yogurt either way. Make sure it's the whole milk version if you don't use the Greek. Like I said, I'm only doing half of this. There is no recipe. It's your preference and how much you want to make. So me, I will be making somewhat what's considered 8 ounces worth of labneh. That's perfectly fine for me. It's great for my snacking with my vegetables in the evening, or if I wanted to use it, like I said, for my breakfast in the morning with my sourdough. So now we just take this, we're going to roll it up, because all the liquid that's inside of here, it's going to drain in the bottom of you're going to be so surprised how much milk comes out of this. But I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it as tight as I can get it. See the liquid coming out already? So I'm just going to take this and tighten this, fold it around, make my bundle, and now I'm going to go let this sit in the fridge overnight. When I come back tomorrow and peel this out, it's going to look like a little brick of cheese. That's the goal. That's what we want. It's our spreadable labneh at that point. So and labneh just means strained yogurt. So now we're going to put this in the fridge while we work on our chickpeas. Okay, so while we're waiting on our chickpeas, I'm going to name off a couple other snacks that are good to use. And one would be olives. It doesn't matter, Kamada, green, black olives. They're fantastic to munch on. So cherry tomatoes. Like I said, vegetables of every different kind. fruit of different kind. It incorporates more nutrients, vitamins, minerals into our bodies. It makes it healthier for us, and so much that we're staying away from the processed foods. So if you've noticed, as we've been going along, there's so much more that we can use. And honestly, I have done a video as well on a Mediterranean style granola. So I've even used this in my yogurt, and this is actually made with cranberries. I have some walnuts in here, I have oatmeal in here, and I am using tahini and honey in this mix. So this is really good. Now, I don't eat a whole bunch of this, but I can snack on this or top my yogurt with it as well. And it tastes amazing. So, healthier options. I didn't know that there were so many different ways of using tahini besides, which is actually sesame paste. I did not know there was many different ways of using that, like in the homemade granola or salad dressing even, not just for hummus. So, it's amazing the things that I'm learning, but as I learn, I'm passing them on to you. So now I'm waiting on my chickpeas, and once this gets done, I'm going to shake my pan. We're going to come back, and when I come back, it's going to be when it's finished and show you how to use the seasonings that we added and how to make your own chickpea snacks. Okay, y'all, so mine just came out of the oven. I kept mine in there about 35 minutes. I kind of want them, I mean, like I said, you can make these super hard crunchy if you want, or make the texture the way you want it. I kind of like it kind of crunchy, but not too overpowered. So now I'm going to take my seasonings while it's still warm and just sprinkle over the tops of all of these chickpeas. Then we're going to mix it all together. And we're going to let this cool off, and we'll test them out. So I'm just going to mix all the seasoning together into these peas. Yeah, this tastes so good. Now, we're just going to let this sit till these cool off to where we're able to test them out, and we'll see where we're at from there. Okay, y'all, so our chickpeas are now, trying to get this mat out of here. They're actually cooled off enough now to actually work with them. As you heard that sound of them going into there. Now, they're not super crunchy. I guess I could have kept them in another 5 to 10 minutes and it would have been, but they don't disappoint. They still have a nice crunch to them, and it's one that I can live with. I'm going, just getting my seasonings and mixing that all in there together. And let's give this a try. Okay, y'all, so I have to learn to keep my hands out of these though, because these are super good. But we're going to give this a try and see how they are. Oh. Y'all, these are good. One more. Okay, y'all, so, and I am drinking hibiscus, Jamaican sorrel, and Turkish tea mix. Beautiful summer flavors. But anyway, y'all, so prep time takes no time at all. What actually takes time is the fact is waiting until the chickpeas reach that texture of enjoyment, whether it's super crunchy or in between. And I tend to like it in between, but even at crunchy, it's good too. So 400 degrees. This one took 35 minutes for me. Remember, every 10 minutes, so shake that pan. Other than that, that's all you got to do. So they are worth the healthy snacks. Hopefully I gave you enough information. Matter of fact, even for lunch, what I did is I grabbed a package, the whole package actually. I didn't eat all of it, but I grabbed a good handful of snow peas, sugar snap peas, They make excellent, not just snacks, but I mean in betweens. Like lunch, they make a great lunch to eat with hummus. So I've even done that, so, and it's just refreshing basically to me. It's lightweight, I don't feel heavy, and eating things like these chickpeas, which is high in fiber and protein, those tend to fill me up longer, and they're really healthy for me. So keep that in mind too, even when you eat with hummus and use it with a vegetable as a chip. It's got your fiber in it, so it'll fill you up quicker and keep you full longer. That has been my biggest issue. I have learned, especially at dinner. Now, there was at one point I couldn't understand how in the world all I was eating was one meal a day. Two factors came into to play for me on that one. Number one, yes, it seemed like I fasted all day long, but when it came to the evening, there was a trigger to me that was unreal. How I got so big, number one, is I was over-carbing myself to the max, because by the time supper came, I was starving. So I also had big portions. Now there's two factors on that. And when I say over-carbing, I'm talking, I would have a meal that was, say it was pasta, and then we had our garlic bread, and we'd include our salad, but then our portions would be quite big. Then after that, there was snack time, because when you overcarb, it's a sugar source. So it clicks your brain into, there's this fast spike, and then there's this drop. And when the drop comes around, then your body tends to want more of that sugar. So then you start craving chips, cookies, all of these things that will set your brain to keep wanting more. And next thing you know, even at one meal a day, you are overindulging at night on the very bad things, and you're gaining a lot of weight. I tend to eat little bits here and there throughout the day, even if I'm snacking most of the day, to where I sit down at my meal at night, I'm not eating as much as I used to, and I'm choosing more wisely on my snacks. So this is what I am doing, and this is what I've learned, and I am sharing them with you. So hopefully they helped. My name is Carrie, and this is Parton's Heritage Homestead. If you like this channel, if you like being at home with us, please hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the like button, because it helps YouTube know that we're worth keeping up here. And then for those who have been with us for over 2 years, I realize, God bless you all and welcome home each and every day. I am so thankful to you. We love you dearly. We're going to just keep doing this. And also, I have decided that Fridays are set. Those are definitely authentic recipe Fridays. Wednesdays is definitely going to be our coffee times, y'all. So we've got 2 out of the week set. I'm making it home. And then I am learning. I don't know if I'm going to work Friday nights or Saturdays yet, but I'm going to incorporate, maybe not every week, but I'm going to incorporate home visit lives, because I actually enjoyed spending that little bit of quality time with everybody. So we are a Mediterranean homestead, y'all, and this is what we like to do. So until next time, much love from Parton's Heritage Homestead.